Beloved Al Moria is here and would address us with a message partly dictated to me earlier, and then he will continue it after he shares what he has already dictated to me. And he titles this message, Al Moria's Guidance in Co-Creating a More Luminous World. Dear ones, you have asked for our insights on the state of affairs in Europe and what may be done to resolve the issues of today. First, I would offer spiritual counseling for every devotee of the will of God and of the divine plan for our earth, as promoted by the Universal White Brotherhood. Our counseling always involves following both your inner guidance as well as the guidance of the cosmic masters and divine beings who sponsor your work. When you are aligned with the divine plan of the earth, you are aligned with our work and service on behalf of all souls evolving upon this world, which includes those living upon the European continent. When you focus the full gathered momentum of your love and light toward the goal of planetary enlightenment and freedom, as well as the liberation of souls from all manner of oppressive states, both within and without, then the directed stream of your conscious awareness provides the impetus for divine light to interpenetrate the matter planes and raise life into a higher vibrational frequency. Your services, your collective devotions, songs, prayers, and meditations are urgent in this alchemy of spirit, and indeed are creating many new streams of light that are assisting souls within your domain to awaken and be set free. Because of changes in the world within the last century, every continent, nation, and culture are now impacted by the decisions being made within every other continent, nation, and culture. All peoples are now inextricably connected through the global economy, the global internet, and the global media. Yet, in an even more dynamic way, due to the recent spiritual changes that are occurring throughout the world, all peoples are now connected at a deeper soul level than ever before. And many are awakening to the feelings of all others within this planetary web of consciousness, in part due to the instantaneous nature of modern-day communication. Although in past Golden Age civilizations, a similar form of mass communication as you experience today existed, whereby peoples everywhere were aware of occurrences and changes throughout the world, the quickening that is occurring now is bringing all to the point of conclusivity, of the opportunity for resolution of all issues, both of a secular and of a spiritual nature. It is indeed a time of reckoning, a time of transformational change, a time to be in league with the divine light and the great hosts of ascended beings. I open now a curtain of light to reveal some of the major concerns of the Darjeeling Council, as well as other spiritual councils of the Universal White Brotherhood for today, primarily within Europe because of this broadcast, though also throughout the world. First, dear ones, it is the security and safety of nuclear power plants, facilities, and those places where thermonuclear missiles and devices are stationed and stored that is of concern to us. It is imperative that you call forth the light of divine protection to safeguard these places in a blue fire radiant field of impenetrable cosmic energy. K-17 mentioned in his New Year's Eve address to you to watch North Korea and pray to ensure that no missiles are launched toward any other nation from its shores. We trust that you, each one, will take this to heart and pray unceasingly for God's will regarding this situation. Second, the economic manipulation that has been rampant for over a century is coming to the fore through alternative media, and the power brokers are feeling a great deal of fear that their systems of control are about to collapse, causing an even more dangerous situation for all peoples upon earth. You have seen the effects of this in Europe, and the global impact of even a few nations' decisions, which can be devastating to all. Call forth the cosmic light radiance of pure solar joy from the great central sun to transform the global economy and your local economies into what they should be, all based on the golden rule and on the divine laws of correspondence and love. Third, the immigration issue that is a major concern in many nations must be addressed through prayers to the Great Karmic Board and especially to the Goddess of Liberty. When you invoke her golden light of illumination to enter the equation, a pathway out of the current dilemma may be discerned by those in positions of authority and who can act upon them. These decisions may be different within various nations, though all must be based on the divine principles of freedom, justice, equality, and liberty of all peoples. Fourth, political correctness and social media programming is now wreaking havoc, especially within the younger generations evolving upon earth. These are inciting greater fear, reactivity, and even violence to occur, often augmented by those whose plan it is to incite this division among peoples. To address this issue, call forth the light of Lady Master Nada in her office on the Great Karmic Board, as well as beloved Afra, to assuage all with their light rays of true brother-sisterhood. When all know and realize that they are brethren and sisters of the same divine source, the beginnings of a new understanding may ensue, and eventually peace be restored to the nations. Dearest ones, the darkness upon earth in this hour is greater than that which we beheld before the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Souls have lost their moorings from who they are, created by God, and invested with that eternal light within their heart. The illicit use of the sacred fire and all manner of perversions is rampant throughout the nations. And this one action is causing an unsettling manifestation to occur deep within the earth, within the elemental kingdom itself, that will continue to result in various types of cataclysmic changes. How do we address this, O sons and daughters of God, except through humble prayer, devotion to God, and a calling to souls to awaken to their source and return to divine principles, values, and precepts, to live in harmony, to live in peace, to live in that space of love where every sentient being is honored, where murder, mayhem, destruction, and division is transmuted, and again where brother-sisterhood returns to all cultures and peoples. There are many other issues that I could address that you are aware of, including crime, including a lowering of educational standards, including the destruction of the environment through the introduction of toxic chemicals and pollutants into the earth, the water, the atmosphere, and ultimately into the body temples of light bearers. Yes, these you must address by invoking the violet laser light and seeing its radiance instantaneously manifesting as the cosmic transmutation of all that is less than perfection, the instantaneous glorification of God within this world that manifests through your divine will matched with God's divine will. Yes, dearest ones, your will, yoked to God's, is the most important condition that will result in the victory of the light in this hour. For when you are in that sacred space of union with God, nothing can penetrate your auric field except you allow it. Through temporary lapses in consciousness or feelings of being less than your true self. When you are invested in God, God invests the great light of the presence within you, and nothing can hurt you, destroy you, for your soul is immutable in God. Your spirit is permanent within the cosmos, so long as you maintain that sense of beingness and oneness in God's presence, and pour forth your love to the Divine One through all your days, your hours, and your moments of conscious living upon this earth. I remind you of your source. I remind you of your vows. I remind you of the exigencies of the hour, of why you came to anchor the light through your own body temple within this earth, in this hour, for planetary revolution of God consciousness, and for the resolution of conflict and the transmutation of darkness into the light. Dearest hearts, some look for that which is imperfect in others and attempt to highlight it in some way in order to call attention to it. But for what purpose, I ask? If you keep your soul, your vision, your mind tethered to God, then all forms of division will dissolve, and all darkness will recede into the blazing light of the noonday sun of your divine presence, in that solar joy of God consciousness and quickened awareness. Yes, I send rays of light now into every nation of Europe in answer to your calls, your holy prayers, your heart's desire for there to be understanding, peace, awakening, and the quickening of consciousness. And each of these rays is a light that will in turn light many new fires within hearts who have been oppressed and who I am personally communicating with on the inner in this hour, to come to the light, to dwell in the light, to feed from the light of their presence, and to put aside all aspects of darkness that they have allowed to manifest in their worlds. The light is the key to divine alchemy, even as love turns that key in every instance, so that that door may lead to a new life of oneness, presence, and pure divine joy. Gracious ones, when you observe anything within the media that brings horror or terror to your heart, your mind, your soul, give it to God. Offer it to the great hosts of ascended masters, cosmic beings, archangels and angels of the sacred fire. Plead with heaven to answer your heart's desire for love to be restored, for light to emerge, for answers to every dilemma to occur, because it is God's will that is required in every instance to penetrate through the veil and to bring enlightenment, conscious awareness, understanding again to the hearts of mankind. We of the Darjeeling Council have spoken to each other of how we would woo you to a greater enlightened state of being through our messages, through this dispensation. How we would woo many more to assist you in your work, to relieve many of you from the pressures that you have taken upon yourself because you are so invested in our cause, so concerned about the state of affairs of this earth, of your nations, of your peoples. Who do we look to except you, dearest hearts, who believe in our messages of light, who accept even this voice before you, a spokesperson for us in this hour? We look to you, each one, as a reverent one, a holy one, a divine brother or sister, and we rely on you for that light that you emit daily in your sessions and in just who you are as an initiate of the sacred fire, as a saint living and walking upon the earth. Yes, one is taken and another is left. And in future months and years, many will be taken and many will be left, regardless of whether you, in consultation with your divine representatives, choose to leave this earth at the appointed hour, or whether you will receive a life extension or some other grace. Give your gifts each day as best you can. Offer yourself on the altar of the Almighty in prayerful moments of self-givingness, surrender, sacrifice, and selflessness. Often it is the simple graces that manifest through your heart that in moments of cosmic connectivity with all life through the Antakarana, the living web that pervades all life upon this earth and throughout the cosmos, that the magic of alchemy manifests, intercession occurs, and the alleviation of suffering, pain, and denial allows there to be a literal miracle manifestation. Oh, if you could see the effects of your calls and prayers with your inner vision. Dearest ones, you would be empowered and encouraged to keep on keeping on with every effort that you can muster, with every erg of energy that you can invoke. You are doing, many of you, all that you can. And so we also do all that we can and are allowed to by cosmic law in answer to the calls of many upon earth. We woo you to our hearts. We take you up in spirit unto our retreats for nourishment and nurturing. We inspire, we cajole, we educate, and we push you higher. This is our work. This is our responsibility. And you will know all of it when one day you too ascend and will be in a similar position as us to continue working with the evolutions of Earth unascended, to inspire them in the way that we have attempted to inspire you. There is a shifting of divine powers within the cosmos on a regular basis. These are adjustments of light, frequency, and energy fields that sometimes occur as a result of individual decisions by various disciples. When one says, I cannot serve at this level because I disagree with this or that, consider the consequences. When one leaves off of one's service because he or she determines that there is imperfection in something that has been said upon a broadcast or within a meeting. What do you think the effects are on a cosmic scale, blessed ones? Have vows unfulfilled anywhere to go? May they land on another soul who is not yet committed, or who has not the moorings on the spiritual path that you have? Can you leave off of the lesser vows and still keep and maintain the greater vow that you have committed to Alpha and Omega and the great central sun? We have never stated to you that our amanuenses are perfect in any way. Yet they are there for us. They speak with clarity as we inspire them. And those whose ears are open, whose hearts are true, whose minds are clear, will receive the stream of awareness and the current of divine love, harmony, and the power behind the words that will be for their ultimate freedom in the light and their divine destiny realized. Oh, if you could see how the little decisions that you make lead to others that either shift you into a higher gear or your ascension, or to something less that leads, we dare not say, to a place that you, in your heart, would not desire to go. My final word to you today is to be true to the holy cause of eternal freedom, to the holy cause of God's will, to the holy cause of God's love manifest. Through your heart, virtuously one with God's, through that quickened awareness and that mindful state of Buddhic beingness. Dearest ones, healing is for the humble. If you desire complete wholeness, then humble yourself before the Almighty. Let go of all that divides you from the One. And then, when God is fully ensconced within and around your being, the divine light will work its perfect alchemy, and you will return to that state of well-being, of solar beingness, of true love. I am El Morya. I love my own, even as I love all. Yet those who feel my love, I employ in the greater works of today, for the victory of the light, for the victory of God's holy will, now and forevermore. I thank you.